We have that one. It's going to be a broken screen, as you can see, and that's going to be the replacement part right here. So we're going to have to remove it and just transfer that one in. So for this case, in this case, we're going to have to shut it down completely, and then we want to let it sit in the heat for a little bit. Just let it there for a minute. All right, so that's going to be here. We are going to start removing the screen, and then we also just go with a little bit of alcohol to make the removal easier. So you just go with a little bit on the, just to make sure we are helping the screen to come off a little faster. This one is just barely comes out. You can see that's not a lot. Just a little bit around it to make it easier for us. And since the screen is not working, we don't really have to worry about this. So what we're going to do is just going to start from this side, just with a little blade, and start praying this thing open, just like that. Just like a little bit of lifting right there. Back and forth. We apply a little bit more ISO. And you know what? I totally forgot about the little screws right here in the bottom. I know I was escaping. I was forgetting a step. We always have to remember to do all that stuff, and then sometimes you just get used to it that you forget. You're just gonna get it done. So here's a couple of screws. They're like really tiny. Once you remove these screws, the screen should be able to come off faster. Now you gotta be careful to save your screws. Keep good track of your screws so you don't lose them or you don't put them in the wrong place. In this case, I'm going to put them right here. As you can see, they look a little bit different. And I'm just going to keep them there for right now. I'm going to use the smaller blade on this side where all the glass is cracked. You can see right there, it's really hard for the blade to get in. Just be patient about what you're doing. Try not to force anything. This one is the original screen still, therefore it's gonna be a little hard to remove. I'm gonna use a little bit of the knife to remove everything, all the dirt from it. Just a little brush to get rid of all the little pieces of glass so it doesn't go inside. Then we're going to use this one right here. And we're going to apply a little more ISO in a little bit as we go. So we can just lift it. Alright. Let's apply a little more in here. So just be very patient. So you can see right now the screen is starting to lift. Move a little bit more in there. So the important part is going to be this. Alright, so what we did, we just start with a little blade going around to pop this up right here, and then now we are on the final part, which is going to be these little clips right here will keep the screen in place. So those are the ones we need to pop. There is one in there, and there is a couple of them over here on this side. So those need to come off first, and then the upper part we just probably need to do a little bit with a knife and then pull up. Do not force it. There we go. And it should come off just like wiggling it and then pulling down because it has a couple of clips. Now, like I said, be careful not to lift too high because there is a couple of connectors. There's two ribbon connectors. See, the screen still works. That was the way it was, but still. So we have this. This is for the LCD, and this one right here is gonna be for your face recognition. Gotta be careful not to damage those connectors, otherwise you're gonna be out of luck. Anyway, we're gonna try to remove this little connector right there. Keep track of your screws like always. I always recommend doing that. And there's like a little clips holding the part down, so you gotta be careful. This one we keep it with that right here, so we know it goes with it. Now, since we're here, we're gonna disconnect the camera. So we use that's the battery, and then now we're gonna remove this one right here. Be very careful with this one right here because it's like that's your face recognition connector. Now we do this one in here. Keep track of your screws because sometimes, even though they look very similar, they will change in shape and size. That one right there is it looks like it's a little different, so we want to use a different one. There we go. See, this one right here is a different shape, different type of screwdriver, and now we lift it. Just be patient because it has like a couple of clips, and we put it in the same shape, so we know this screw goes with it right here, and the other one was right there. That's pretty much what you have to do. Now we want to lift the connector for the screen just like that, and then we do that, and now we have our screen or OLED screen out. Now we want to have to clean this part right here, the old glue. We cannot use it because it's already damaged, so we are going to use our Dremel. Now you gotta be very careful with the cleaning. You want to remove everything, because if you don't, if you put extra, when you put the new screen, it's gonna make like a little bump, and you press down and it's gonna break. So I'm gonna, okay, so we are testing the new screen now. I haven't finished the cleaning yet. I was just testing the screen to make sure it's gonna work. It's working. Look how beautiful it looks. There we go. Have that. Finish your display, repair. So yeah, all the apps are working. Touchscreen is working. See. So we are going to shut it down and keep going with the repair. I need to finish cleaning the frame. I need to keep cleaning the frame, so this part, it's good when we place it. We place the new screen. So let's face it this way, and right here we have the new component. Where my plastic tray tool? Right here. We remove the battery first, and then the screen. There we go, the LCD. So this one right here, this little part is if you want to transfer your new chip. Let's say, because your phone is gonna be like asking for, it's not gonna recognize the screen, so it'll tell you that it's a weird screen. And then as you can see, this one right here, if you want to transfer this chip into here and then place it over here, it'll be, it can be doable, so your phone won't ask you for the original screen. It requires a lot of skill. You have to do a micro soldering, and if you don't have the right tools, you won't be able to do it. So that's that. The company put this one in here. I'm not going to use it. The customer don't mind the original or whatever, so I can probably use it for a different phone. I have the tools, but the customer didn't care about that. So all right here, I will save time for myself. So I'm going to keep cleaning the frame, and then I'm going to transfer the face ID or face recognition into the new screen, and then we can continue. so you don't damage the screws. Alright, so after the cleaning we are going to remove the Face ID. Alright, I need to check this under the camera, under the microscope, because it's not giving me any grip, and I don't wanna damage it. Just give me a second, okay? Alright, I was able to remove the first screw, and then also we're going to keep a good track of them because they need to go back to the same place. Like always, don't force it, be very patient, and you will be able to successfully do it. Alright, so another one that is giving me a hard time, so you push down and then turn. Alright, let me check under the microscope as well. Alright, I was able to get the other one out. So you gotta be very careful, very patient, otherwise you might run into problems. You don't want to make it more difficult. Alright, we are going to use a little bit of ISO to help the adhesive to be loose. And also I'm applying heat so that piece won't move. And then be very patient. Don't pull. And I have my other spray tool over here. Keep using a little bit of ISO. Like again, be very patient. Alright. that'll come off almost by itself. With this one, just go under. And just like this. Alright, so we have this part, this piece right here, and it goes right over here. We're gonna place it right in here. This is the new one, and everything should see it the exact same way it was. Don't force it, just make sure it's nice and flat, just like that. This is should go in. So that'll help with this one. So it sits nice and flat. So a little speaker right here. Make sure everything is nice and flat. I'm going to check under the microscope to make sure everything is good. So this is how it looks. This is how it looks. I put the Face ID chip in there, and everything seems to be good. I'm just like to double check. I want to check on the microscope to make sure everything's good. Alright, everything is nice and flat in there. So now we want to start putting everything back together. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Thank you for watching. If you like this content, this type of content, please like and share so we can get more views and we can keep doing this. I like doing this for you guys. I like to show my work. All right, and there we go. These tiny screws are sometimes really bad, really hard to get back in place, but with the right tools, you can do it. we go. Make sure they go straight. Don't force them. There we have the face recognition all in one place. We want to remove this little plastic. No. I guess we have to remove it. I'm not sure. Let's use the little blade to see. This is part of. There we go. You have to remove all the plastic, otherwise it'll trap more heat. There we go. So now look at this is the original one, and this is one we ordered. Very similar. So yeah. All right. Now we have the case here. And now it's time for us to put this one right here. So we're gonna make sure first how everything is gonna be. Make sure it's going the right way. So that's gonna be like this. Right? What do you guys think? It should be that way or different way? This way or this way? It won't match. It was this way. All right, we're gonna peel. Gonna remove it, and then just you gotta make sure you go is going to the right place. Be careful, be careful, be careful not to place it all crooked or crooked, whatever. Like always, be very patient. All right, that one doesn't want to go in. Let's check this one under here. Yo. Gotta be patient. Okay. Now this thing needs to be very straight, otherwise it's gonna create wrinkles just like that, and we don't want that. In this case, think I'm gonna do just like in different sections. If in this case, if it doesn't work the way it's supposed to, we can always use the glue for electronics, for screens. I have a tube, but I'm just doing this for the sake of the video. Let's see how it turns out. Careful with the camera. And alright, keep being careful and it should come out. Oh, down this side is lifting. It's not a big deal, we can use the tweezers to place it back in place. Sticky. There was a wrinkle right there. Should have just used my glue, but just make sure it's nice and flat. Like so. Now there's like a little bit of lift in here. There we go, nice and flat. Good. We have the broken screen right here and we have the new screen here. So we're gonna put everything back together now. Just so we have that working. Now we're gonna put, we do the LCD. Don't force it, just it's gonna click. It's gonna go in place almost by itself. The same thing with the face recognition right here. Just like that. Now the battery. Now we want to put the clips or these little black brackets. This one goes under. Okay. We're going to try to put one little screw to secure it it's just a little hard to get it in the right place. All right. This one is going to be the Phillips screwdriver. See, they are super tiny. There we go. We have that one in. All right. We're going for the second one. Sorry if you guys can see, it's just like super hard to get it done with one hand. Wow. Look at how tiny these are. It's just super hard, and this one is a different type of tip. So that's why we have to be always keeping track of the screws and be careful not to lose them or mix them. All right, we have that one in, this bracket in, and now we are going to do this one right here. Like little clips. And the last one. All right, everything's nice and flat in there. Let's see, I don't know about this one though. Yeah, this one is not sitting properly. That one right there, the little one, needs to be flat in there, and we're gonna fix it. We don't want to lift it because it's lifting a little bit, and if it keeps doing that, it's gonna break the screen because the screen won't be flat. All right. There we go. It's like a little clip. It goes up and down, up, in, and down. That makes the screen to sit flat. And now we put the other screws. You gotta always be careful about that. Make sure it's everything nice. and flat. It's not, even though it's not for you, it's for your customer, and it's the one is paying you for your expenses, vacations, whatever. So you gotta be careful. Now let's test the screen one more time. All right, we have a picture. All right, there we go. It works. Now it's time to sit install the screen. So we want to start from the top. Make sure it's nice and flat and it goes nice in place. There, push right there, clicked. Nice and flat right there. Sit. And now we want to put the last two screws. And once you're done with your repairs, you shouldn't have any screws left. No screws left. If you have screws left, you gotta be careful with what you do. Okay. Because if there is a screw in there, for is for a reason. And that one in. And there you have it, guys. If you guys like what you're watching, please follow up. The customer is thinking about replacing the back glass, which, to be honest, I don't know if they're gonna do it because they're using a protective case which covers the back. Anyway, it's not bad. It's just cracked. So it doesn't have any holes. But if he's doing that, I'll be making a video of this. And yeah, thanks for watching. There you have it, guys. Follow up, like. Thanks a lot.